Hey everyone. So how to grow your newsletter from 0 to 100 followers or free readers. I've been getting a lot of questions about this, and it's kind of like the basics 101 for beginners. And yet there's a lot of interesting ways that you can supercharge your growth at the beginning. And I wanted to walk you through some of them. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you how I see this. So let me just make a slideshow. All right, so here we are. How to grow your newsletter from 0 to 100 readers, leveraging the best tips. So the important thing is to diversify newsletter platforms. This is counterintuitive, but because peer recommendations are really taking over algorithmic and social media ads is the easiest way to get new followers, you have to do this. So you start a newsletter on both Substack and Beehive because they both have really great recommendation networks. Now you might want to have your home base on Substack because it's a little bit more developed, a little bit easier to start. So you find other newsletters in your space and you recommend them, and some of those will just reciprocate. So on Substack, you can search them. On Beehive, they actually recommend to you, based upon your topic, who to recommend. So this sets the foundation of all future growth, but that's just your first step. So your second step is to leverage LinkedIn. So write 3 to 5 posts a week specific to your niche. So you want to be known as a thought leader on the topic of your newsletter, whatever it may be. So these posts should be different kinds of LinkedIn post types. So I suggest doing one carousel a week, one post listicle a week. And by this, I mean a regular post with several key points related to your niche, kind of just like a 1, 2, 3 or a bullet points. And I suggest doing one poll a week related to your topic. So this alerts your audience that you're really dialed in on the topic of your newsletter. And in the comments section, you can link your newsletter and you can have a call to action of why to follow you. So as you develop your LinkedIn following, there's a particular point where you want to start your newsletter. You don't want to do it right at the beginning. You want to have at least 10,000 followers on LinkedIn. The reason being, it sends an invitation to everyone who follows you to join your newsletter, right? So you want it to be at least 10,000, preferably even more, before you even begin. So by this time, you'll have a newsletter on Substack, Beehive, and LinkedIn, the 3 best places on the internet as of February 2023 to grow your newsletter following. Then, when you do your newsletter issues on LinkedIn, you have a call to action that sends the traffic back to your home base, which is typically going to be Substack. So finally, and it's not the last step, but it could be a useful step if your newsletter is in technology or related to technology. So you would be leveraging Twitter, your Twitter account, specific to your newsletter niche, right? So you want to be doing a lot of discussion threads, a lot of Twitter threads that offer high value and have the highest chance of being retweeted, having real comments, and being picked up by a trending topic that's related to your newsletter topic. So by leveraging these Twitter threads, you're actually setting yourself up to build in public and to do a newsletter launch on Product Hunt. So Product Hunt can probably get you 200 to 400 followers if you're doing it well and you're getting a lot of community support. So by following these steps, you're basically going to 0 to 100 and more realistically, 0 to 500 really quickly right at the beginning. So another tip is to add audio engagement. So create narrated voiceovers at the top of your Substack. So this is really immersive. This is just you reading your newsletter posts at the top. And it's really useful for your readers who are multitaskers, right? So a lot of these will be busy women, busy men who just prefer to listen to newsletter content. Maybe they're at the gym, maybe they're doing chores at home. And this is also because 30% of readers are audio learners. So the next point to add audio engagement is to create a podcast interviewing people related to your niche. So this is really important because this is the most effective thing you can do to start to build real community. So by doing these podcasts, you're actually networking with these people and they will be retweeting your content as well. So you'll be leveraging their networks as well. So focus on high quality content that keeps the open rate high. The higher your open rate, the more paid subscriptions are going to happen and the more people are likely to really share your content. This means your first 100 users are going to be people that back you up, that share your content with others, and such your newsletter is going to be growing faster. You're not done yet though. You want to be optimizing your newsletter content for SEO. So don't worry too much about the titles and all the SEO details. Simply do the following. Share your newsletter on the appropriate Reddit subreddit targets to your niche. So Google really likes Reddit because it's human feedback optimized and people are already searching with the plus Reddit and have been for quite some time. So you want to share your newsletter also on places that have high domain strength. One of this is going back to LinkedIn. You want to share your newsletter posts as an embedded link and target people and comment in the comments section, add people that are related to your niche who might want to be supporting you. So these are typically newsletters that you're already in a reciprocal recommendation partnership. And finally, you want to share your newsletter content specific to targeted groups outside of Reddit, which is often it's going to be Facebook groups or Hacker News if you're a technology newsletter. So basically, you want to optimize the recommendations even more. So after you've done all these things, go back to the Beehive suggestions, go back to Substack search, keep searching within your niche and find even more newsletters that you can do this reciprocal recommendation with, right? And you don't always have to contact them. Sometimes they will just reciprocate. For those that don't reciprocate, literally go on Twitter or LinkedIn and DM them and say, and the key point here is you don't want to be recommending these huge, big newsletters that don't really care about you, right? You want to be finding peers who are in the same topic and around at the same stage of growth. So ideally, your growth partners should be like you. They should be just beginning. So by helping someone else go from 0 to 100, you are accelerating your growth because that's when a lot of growth is actually going to accelerate right at the beginning when people are getting the word out that they've started this newsletter. So do not recommend people with thousands and thousands of followers. They will typically just ignore you and you don't have any value for them. You don't have growth to barter for the recommendations. So avoid doing that, guys. So the recommendations can scale a lot faster if you tap in to Reddit and Substack and Beehive and LinkedIn, right? Because those are optimized for human reading, and especially Substack and Beehive are really leveraging the recommendations and the referrals and all their other schemes within their product network of discovery, right? So you don't just want to do one of those, you want to do both, because that's going to widen the net of your recommendations. So I hope this has helped you guys. It's kind of like a no-brainer, but you might not know it at the beginning, right? You might not know to do these different steps. All right, well, I hope this helped. And let me know in the comments. And please like my content if you want others to discover it who might also benefit from the advice.